All right, folks, so I don't think that this real estate market is supposed to recover at any point. I think it's supposed to reset by design or by this particular wave because it feels different, and I'll get into that. I spoke to a couple of people today from different areas and they all share the same belief now, right? So it seems like that these things are resurfacing now, right? Like all of the peak that we went through and the accumulation of enormous debt, like nobody is kind of talking about that aspect, right? And I spoke to a friend of mine and I gave him an analogy. And I'm like, look, I think that people are literally in fear, right? Like they're so fearful because they know they cannot fix it, right? And hear me out for a second. Even though it's so cold outside, like I'm here in Mississauga, it's mid-December and it's like minus 20 right now. But anyways, look, so when I spoke to him, I gave him the analogy. Imagine there is a person or a dad driving his family in a vehicle, and then he hears or acknowledges that the front tire is wobbling, right? So what is he gonna do? The dad that knows how to fix the tire will obviously stop to the side, will take his tools, will change the tire, and that's it. Like they will continue, right? And the other dad that doesn't know how will obviously fear, but will continue to drive and hope and pray that nothing happens in between and they make it to the destination, right? So I think this is the syndrome of a literally broken front tire, flat tire, and some people don't have another choice because they fear if they stop, they will not be able to fix the problem. They know they're in a financial ruins. They know they got millions of issues. Maybe they don't want to say it to their partner or to their family, right? Like it's the ego part as well, right? Because they're like, oh my gosh, like I cannot tell my wife we're gonna downsize or we're gonna sell or that my kids cannot go to this particular school, right? And the accumulation of debt, it seems like for 2 decades, as far as I want to go back in this scenario here, it was always expected, right? Like it was expected if people take a loan or if they go into more debt, by default, within a few years, it will wash itself out. So you ask yourself how? Well, I mean, the debt doesn't really disappear, but the actual equity in investments and equity in house increase jumps and stuff like that kind of goes up, and then that segment kind of equals itself out, right? Like on paper at least, right? So people always feel good about that, right? And I spoke to, coaches like, back in the day, and they said, well, you have to predict what you will make next year. I said, I understand that, but I'm commissions only, let's say, and the folks that are on commissions, period, right? But, like how can you predict? I mean, you can do only so much you can do. No, the market will provide, it's like almost they had that Google sheet pre-printed, and as long as you do A, B, and C, the outcome will be X, and that's it, right? So just go ahead, go buy your new car, go buy your new place, go upsize and upgrade, and by default, you are entitled within the few months or years, and it will wash itself off. So ladies and gentlemen, I think we literally hit that wall, but some people mentally didn't hit it yet, right? And they're clinging onto their steering wheel in that analogy, like hoping that that front tire doesn't fall off in the meantime. But if it does fall off, that's it, bankruptcy, right? And we know that like people are waiting for the next wave, right? Like we know that, right? Like the December is seeing huge inventory of listings, whether it's condos, which is a complete disaster, and housing. So now everybody, or most people, I should say, are betting on 2026 because that's the next thing to do. Bet on the next you know, season, I would say, right? Like the spring season. So imagine when everybody goes online, all of the people at the same time, that people that couldn't sell, that people that waited too long, that people that want to retire and want to exit, the people that were stuck up all these years and said like, listen, my tiny corner unit townhouse is worth $1.3 million in the suburbs of Toronto, will obviously go online in spring of 2026. So I'm expecting literally to see a chaos, and I'm sure I will do more videos around that time just to prove my own point, but it is what it is, right? So nobody wants to lose, everybody wants to be ahead of the game. Now, it is funny because I called, just to change it a second here, I called the dealership today, all right? And I needed some parts. I called the dealership. I waited like literally for an hour, like on the phone, this and that, service department, left, right, center, this, that. Okay, fine. I got to a person, and oh, you have to go here, go there. Fine. You know what? Turned off my car, went straight to the dealership. I walked into the dealership, literally 4 people in the service department looking at their phones, just sitting there, right? I don't know if all of a sudden the demand kind of, you know, quiet down, but it seems like it's made by default. You know, don't pick up on the first ring. You know, don't pick up at all. Let them call us back. Let them think that we are busy. Guys, I was there for half an hour to 40 minutes. One person walked in to the service department of this dealership. I'm not gonna name any names or anything like that, but it just goes to show you, right? Then I go with a friend of mine to the local mall, right? I mean, it's branded mall, it's a big mall, right? And he points out, he's like, does it feel like Christmas to you? I mean, we're in the mid of December, guys, mid of December. He's like, does it feel like Christmas to you? I said, well, I mean, it's cold, but other than that, I don't know. I don't hear any music. They don't even have they don't even have Christmas trees anywhere. Like it doesn't feel like that holiday season period, right? Or Christmas or New Year season period, right? And it was just like, I started looking around, you know, the usuals, a couple of teenagers, a couple of moms with strollers. It's cold, right? I mean, fine, I get it. But not many people carried any bags, right? Like they're just walking around with like, you know, Tim Horton cups and stuff like that, right? Like I didn't see any shopping going on. Now, could I be wrong? Could it be all delivered by Amazon? I don't know, right? But it just goes to show you that things are shifting, right? And people are shrinking in their spendings. I also speak to people that are in construction. They say less and less work, and even if there's work, there's chump change. There's no big projects or any projects of significance, right? Like that you go in and make your tens of thousands of dollars per project and stuff like that. So I can kind of feel that all of those things at the same time will obviously affect the roof over your head. You cannot avoid that. I mean, it would be almost ludicrous or funny to think that, you know what, you know, somehow magically it will recover. How can it recover? You know, like even rents, you know, condo rents and rents in general are falling, even though if it's a small percent, but it's heading in that direction, right? Some people that want to fetch their magic numbers to sell their homes are not getting that. They're just not getting it, right? So even big projects, right? Like yesterday, I spoke to someone, a big project, big condo developments in Oakville and stuff like that, and they said, nah, like they started digging, then they stopped, then the bank wanted more paperwork and this and that, like, you know what I mean? So what does it tell me? It's very simple. No money, no project. Very simple, right? Same thing with the renewals. People think, hey, look, I never missed a payment. I'm going into a bank. They will renew my mortgage. They don't have to renew your mortgage. If they believe, think, feel, or if they need or want more backup papers, or if they want more proof from you, whether it'll be from CRA, whether it's from your employer or whatever, they're allowed to do that. They're just allowed. I mean, they have to protect their own asset, and their own asset is your home if it's under a mortgage, and you are the mortgagee, like the person that pays the mortgage, right? So, I mean, you're just renting until you, I guess, pay it off or whatever. But like it is what it is. So, in my opinion, I would like to summarize this video. But my opinion is that there's really no plan. And it makes me think that it's meant to crash. I mean, like, can someone share a solid plan to tell me, hey, look, this is what's gonna happen, and I can bet you $100 that it will happen because it just makes sense, and this is the plan. I haven't seen it yet, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't seen it yet. So I hope you got some value out of this particular video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.